Hi guys! So what you just watched was you watched a video, a song to help you remember long division steps. What the song says is you have to divide, multiply, and subtract, bring it on down, and then you're gonna bring it on back. That's my arrow to remember to bring it back. So let's apply these long division steps, a skill you should have learned in elementary school, to help us divide decimals. So, first things first, when you read a division problem, you have to know which number goes inside the house. The first number goes in the house. I repeat, the first number goes in the house. So, 393 is going to go inside. The dividend goes in. Okay, that's called the dividend. The 5 goes outside. Now, what I'm going to do for my long division is I'm going to follow these steps. So, 5 goes into 3. I can't do that. 5 can't go into 3. Now I have to do 5 into 39. How many groups of 5 does it take to get to 39? Well, it takes 7 of them. Multiply. 5 times 7 is 35. Now you're going to subtract. That gives me a 4. I need to bring it on down, and then I have to bring it on back. So now I'm doing 5 into 43. Well, how many 5s does it take to get 43? Well, it's going to take 8. So 5 times 8 is 40. I multiplied. Now I'm going to subtract. I got a 3. And I'm supposed to bring it on down. Because, guys, we're not doing remainders. I can't leave this remainder of 3 down there. So I have to look at my problem and decide what to bring down. I don't see anything. So what you're going to do is you're going to put a decimal and you're going to annex a 0. I didn't actually change the number. That's still 393, but now it's 393 and 0 tenths. Once I put that 0 in, I can bring that down and then bring it on back. So 5 goes into 30 6 times. 5 times 6 is going to be 30. And this is when I subtract, I get a 0. I know I'm done with this problem because I don't have a remainder. The remainder is 0, and I do not have any more numbers to bring down. So my answer is 78.6. Now let's try another one. If you notice this one already has a decimal as the dividend. The first number goes inside, okay? The first number will always go inside. I'm going to say that one more time. The first number will always go inside. The second number is outside. So let's divide this. Divide. 6 goes into 4 0 times. So 6 goes into 49. You have to think of your math facts. How many groups of 6 will it take to get to 49? It'll take 7 of them. Multiply. 6 times 7 is 42. Oh no, I made a mistake. It can actually go closer than that, can't it? So let's change that. This is going to be an 8. 6 times 8 is 48. You have to make sure you're getting as close as you can. Even me, who's been doing math for years and years and years, I still mess this up sometimes. So let's multiply. 6 times 8 is 48. I'm going to subtract. I get a 1. Now I'm going to bring it on down, and then I'm going to bring it on back. So 6 goes into 14 twice. 6 times 2 is 12. I'm going to subtract. I get a 2. I got to bring it on down, and then I have to bring it on back. How many 6s can go into 21? Well, that's going to be a 3. 6 times 3 is 18. That's as close as I can get without going over. Subtract, I get a 3. Bring it on down. Bring it on back. 6 goes into 36 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. When I subtract those, I get 0. And that's perfect because I don't want a remainder. I'm not allowed to have a remainder. I have a remainder of 0 and there's nothing else to bring down. So my problem's done, nearly. If you have a decimal in the house, you better make sure you bring it up. So the answer here is 82.36. One more type of problem. Now this one is what I call a doozy, because if you look at it, both numbers have a decimal. So let's set this up. First number goes in the house, so I'm going to have 50.4, and I'm going to have a 2.1 on the outside. All right, so if you want to think to yourself, how many times can 2.1 go into 5? You're out of luck, because you can't do that exactly, because you can't have a decimal on the outside. No decimals on the outside, it doesn't make sense. So what I have to do is I have to take this decimal on the outside and I got to move it to the end. It took me one space to move it over. So I need to move over this decimal one space because I got to make them match. Okay, let's go ahead and put my decimal so I don't forget. Now that I have a whole number, I can do this math. So 21 can't go into 5. Way too big. 21 can go into 50. I think it's going to go in twice. Let's multiply to check. 42. 50 take away 42 is going to be 8. Bring it on down, and let's bring it on back. 21 into 84. I think that goes in 4 times. Multiply, I'm going to get 84. Subtract, remainder of 0. I don't have anything else to bring down, so I'm done. This decimal division problem had the answer of 24. So the things you need to take away from this are the first number always goes inside the house. The first number always goes inside the house. The first number always goes inside the house. No remainders allowed. And if you need to bring something down to keep going with your long division, you have to make sure you add in extra zeros. Sometimes you have to draw that decimal point in, okay? And no decimals allowed on the outside. There's a lot to remember with dividing decimals, but we are going to practice. All right, let's get to that practicing.